gotten to the Air Force Museum. This is a Bristol freighter of number 41 Squadron. This thing went to Vietnam, apparently. And this is one of those dinky biplanes I think they used for training. Here is a fighter which looks somewhat retro. You can see the full size of this when you step under it. You can appreciate the sheer size of the Bristol freighter that I just showed you. The wing itself is massive. Unfortunately, I am not part of the guided tour. Here we have a Westland Wasp helicopter, which appears to be partially dismembered. It's very cool. I think it's retired.
Bruh.
Here we have an Aeromarchi MBGG9. Here we have the beheaded cockpit of the same model of aircraft. Unfortunately, this is not an actual simulator. I take these to be the triggers, and this is quite obviously the yoke. This appears to be the throttle. And these are the various dials for the fuel flow, RPM, altitude, acceleration, and climb. It is fully analog, and of course, for such an early fighter, does not have a HUD display. We have various stickers stuck on by random inconsiderate visitors. Over here we have the various dials for the nose up angle, speed brake, flaps, and here we have the various buttons to engage the canopy, cover, and seat. This aircraft has an ejection seat, although this button might be for the ejector seat. Over here we have some sort of an event, which I think might be a flea market. I have no idea why they are holding it in an Air Force museum. We have a disembodied aircraft engine. Under the wing of this aircraft, which to me looks like, I don't know, an F-15.
Wait. What the hell?
The various weapons. These I take to be the machine gun, and that to be the radio antenna. Newer aircraft do not have this feature for aerodynamics, obviously. Here we can peer through the landing gear bay to review the full complexity of this aircraft. And that is only the landing gear. I can't imagine what's actually inside the rest of it. With the Havilland Tiger Moth, quite an unremarkable aircraft, but very simple and easy to fly nonetheless, I heard. there we have a KA-4 glider. Also quite unremarkable and simple in design. For years, this aircraft was used for cadet training by the New Zealand Air Force. Following a huge fundraising effort, this aircraft was eventually refurbished and put on static display at this museum. Up there, we have a dismembered aerospatial helicopter. I'm not too sure about its precise model, but it looks pretty cool. The great thing is that we can see the full complexity of its innards. Back home in Singapore, we had one of these in the Paya Lebar Air Base Air Force Museum, but it was on the floor on static display, and you were allowed to go into the cockpit. Very fun. Here we have a General Electric Mk-44 torpedo. You can see its double propellers and its wings, followed by its tubular body and a strangely unaerodynamic head. Here we are in the main exhibition center. Here we have a Legon rotary engine. Here we have various artifacts, including a control column, a propeller section, and a flying helmet, a service dress cap, medals, a cockpit watch, gauntlets, and the first plane model of a DH-60 Seamoth Float Plane 995. This aircraft, piloted by Sydney Wallingford, was the first New Zealand military aircraft to go on active operations. Here we have a silk map of North Africa, Spain, and the Western Med with a canvas pouch. Here we have a writing set and map, a control column. Here we have the engine count from a Gloster Grebe, which none exist in the world, a camera, a Linguist machine gun, various photographs, a RAF dinner menu, a flight suit and hat, and a flying mask. This was before pressurized cockpits existed. Here are various rifles. Oops. What I think is a fan. Oat milk powder. What I take to be religious artifacts. And a few more documents, including one entitled The Responsibilities of a Prisoner of War. Here is an entire case dedicated to enemy artifacts, including those from Japan and Germany. Here we have a full Hudson Mark III bomber. It's massive, although based on what I know, smaller than an A220. Up there we have a classic ball cockpit and the vertical and horizontal stabilizers. It appears to be a combined bomber and transport. Down there we have the rear gun. Commonly for aircraft of that era, this is also a tail dragger. Over here we have a Dakota DC-3, and of course New Zealand's Air Force Roundo is a Kiwi. Here we have a Bedford MLC refueler, and here we have an anti-aircraft installation. This aircraft served the 42 Squadron as a troop transport. Over here we have various fighters and bombers. We have a General Electric 60-inch searchlight used to spot enemy aircraft in the night. Moving on, we have an Oster TMK-7. It appears to be outfitted with skis. I think this was most likely used in Antarctica as part of New Zealand's Antarctic effort. This aircraft was used for reconnaissance. Of course here, the aviation myth, the legend, the P-51 Mustang. You know, I always thought it was smaller. Unfortunately, as I only build papercrafts, partly because I'm broke and can't afford to buy die-cast models, I cannot acquire a model of this. Over here we have an Airspeed Oxford. Here you can see the landing lights. This is surprisingly small for a bomber. It's about the size of the Mustang. You can see the flaps are locked in. Landing position. Here we have a ball turret, which you can apparently go into. Here we have an Aero 626 biplane. Over here we have an Avro 626. As with most of these primitive aircraft, you can see the full detail of the engine. Here we have a North American T6 Harvard. Here you can see that the flaps are again in landing position. There you can see the machine guns, the exhaust, and the propeller. I take this to be the air intake or something like that. Over here we can see the same engine, which has a cross section, which is really cool.
Screen to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. Always drama when I ring.